Thank you, Fiametta. Hello, everyone. So I'm Leila Slimani. I'm the chair of the judging panel for the International Booker Prize. And I'm delighted to be here on the opening day of the London Book Fair to announce this year's shortlist. And I'm also very pleased to welcome readers from all over the world who have just joined us on the live stream. But before I share the 6 books that my fellow judges and I have chosen, I wanted to tell you a little bit about my experience this year. When I was approached to be the chairwoman, I was very honored, very proud, and a little bit surprised also. And I think it is very important to show the Anglophone public that a girl who was born and raised in Morocco, who speaks Arabic and French, can be the chair of one of the world's leading literary prizes judging books in English. And it says that now there is no border when it comes to language. For me, translation is something that is really familiar. In my house in Morocco, when I was a child, you could hear French, Arabic, German, because my grandmother was German, or Spanish. My whole childhood was about translation, translating emotion, different cultures, different religion, different point of view. So for me, naturally, this prize is very, very important. It is an opportunity to discover books from all over the world, which tell us unique stories, which question the torments of history and the concerns of the future. And it is also, and this is absolutely essential, a prize that rewards translation. And today, more than ever, we must support those who give us access to literature from elsewhere. It has been for me a rewarding and very complex experience. It has been great to read books that you would never have read alone, and also to read outside of your taste. You have also to open your mind, because you discover that what you call a novel in France or in other countries, maybe in China or in Argentina, they don't have exactly the same definition of what a novel is supposed to be. What I find especially wonderful are these meetings that we have with judges, where we can confront our different point of views. And it is an honor and a pleasure to be able to discuss and define literature with such brilliant readers who include William Blacker, Tan Tuan Eng, Parul Siegel, and Fred Stademan. They always have a very fair, well-constructed viewpoint, and I thank them warmly for the experience. Each of the judges had different tastes, and that is what we try to reflect in our long list, a celebration of variety and diversity of literary production today. Together, we wanted to promote literary ambition, panache, originality, and of course, through this, the talent of translators who have been able to convey all this with great skill. So congratulations and thank you to all the 26 authors and translators. I personally came to this process looking for one thing, emotion. I wanted to be surprised, to be shaken, haunted by a story and by the singular voice of an author. And I think I speak for the whole jury when I say that I'm proud of our shortlist. I think it's a very cool, very sexy list, and we wanted each book to feel like an astonishment and to stand on its own. The 6 books we've chosen are all bold, subversive, nicely perverse. There is something sneaky about a lot of them. And I also feel that these are sensual books where the question of the body is important, what it is like to have a body. How do you write about the experience of the body? These are not abstract or theoretical books, but on the contrary, very grounded books about people, places, moments. All these authors also question narrative and what it means to write a novel today. What is extraordinary about literature is that when a novel is successful, it works for everyone, everywhere. There's something magical about storytelling, and we have had the joy of experiencing this by reading the book on this list. We have been caught up in these stories, dazzled, fascinated, and it is this emotion that we want to share now with readers. And I'm very happy to offer this list to them, a list of remarkable variety where they will find poetry, fantasy, eroticism, and metaphysics. And so, to our 6 chosen books. First up, we have Boulder by Eva Baltazar, translated from Catalan by Julia Sanchez, and published by Other Stories. This is a very intense, poetic, sensual book about all kinds of appetites, a feverish exploration of desire, a vibrant love story between 2 women, lyrical and simmering, written with lucidity and great freedom of tone. It's an impressive work of translation. Next, we have Whale by Cheon Myung Kwan, translated from Korean by Chi Young Kim and published by Europa Editions. You've never read a plot like it. Just read it and be swept away by the sheer joy and energy of the storytelling. It reminded some of us of a 70s comedy show. Cheon Myung Kwan has built a believable story out of preposterous situations. The characters aren't nice, but they are irresistible. And the ending is so moving you will be in pieces when you read it. Thirdly, we have The Gospel According to the New World by Maryse Condé, translated from French by Richard Philcox and published by World Editions. This is a joyful and optimistic book by a great storyteller about the possibility of changing the world. Maryse Condé plays with our need to believe in the Messiah and retells one of the oldest stories with a lot of irony. It's a deceptively simple novel full of wisdom, generosity of spirit, and a writer's palpable tenderness towards the world and her craft. Then we have Standing Heavy by Gauze, translated from French by Frank Warren and published by Mike Leo's Press. This book is about the anti-flaneur, not the rich white men who roam the boulevards of Paris, but poorly paid black men whose job required them to stand still. As a security guard, the Ivorian protagonist of Standing Heavy is invisible, but he sees everything. Told in a fragmentary style, as if from different camera angles, this is the story of colonialism and consumerism, of the specifics of power and of the hope of the 60s diminishing as society turns cynical and corrupt. Next up is Time Shelter by Georgi Gospodinov, translated from Bulgarian by Angela Rodel and published by Wedenfield and Nicholson. The concept, a time clinic, will make you want to burst out laughing, and it's full of lines you'll want to copy out. It's an inventive novel with an unexpectedly cheeky tone to it. But it's also a subversive masterclass in the absurdities of national identity, so relevant now. Part of a tradition of East Central Europe that includes Milan Kundera, Dubravka Ugrejic, and Danilo Kish, it's a fresh staging of old questions. The danger of selective memory, the inheritance of trauma, and how nostalgia can take a grip on society and become a comfort blanket or a cancer. And we complete our shortlist with Stillborn by Guadalupe Nettel, translated from Spanish by Rosalind Harvey and published by Fitzgeraldo Editions. The plot of Stillborn grabs you so organically, it's as though you've been abducted by reading. You feel like you live with these characters. And at the end of the book, all you want to do is to call a friend and ask them to read it too, because none of it is black and white. In writing about how difficult it is to be a mother, Nettel balances empathy and cruelty and deals brilliantly with all the moral complexity of maternity. The product of a deep wisdom, it's honest, unsentimental, and compassionate about the choices we think we are making. My sincere congratulations to the shortlisted authors, translators, and publisher. I hope that every reader finds something for them in this list. And if anyone needs help deciding which book to read, there is a wealth of content at thebookerprize.com from extracts to interviews and feature with lot more to come. The team at the Booker Prize Foundation would love readers to share their views of our 6 chosen books on their social channel from Substack to TikTok, where they will be teaming up with several creators and asking them to read the shortlist. Thank you for joining me today. I'm usually looking forward to choosing and revealing the winner of the International Booker Prize 2023 on May 23, and hope you will tune in to the live stream to celebrate. Thank you very much. Thank you.